My name's Anthony Anexagora.
What do you do?
I write poems. Perform.
Do all in one.
Oh, right.
Not like you're...
My name is Anthony Anexagora. I'm a writer, poet, an educator and a performer.
So, what's the name of your name?
Outspoken.
What made you decide to start Outspoken?
I wanted to create an eclectic distillation of what the spoken word scene and the music scene, underground music scene, had to offer, and create an elite showcase of talent that is put on without open mic.
I learned about slavery. My teacher couldn't point at Africa without eyes that gave me lashes. Why begin our history with the shackle? See, one time the teacher, analysing some dead white man poem, said, the mood in this poem is dark. What else can we associate with dark? And I didn't want anyone to say dirt when they could say the soil that flooded the River Nile. Didn't want to be marked the complexion.
Fishing in the Aftermath, Brooklyn. It's written in Brooklyn, 13th of September 2001. Stranded in New York and all out broke, I go to the 7th Avenue second-hand bookstore. All I have to sell is my books. Bukowski, John Fante, Seamus Heaney's Beowulf, Fitzgerald Faulkner, and a Richard Brottigan. He offers $5.50 for the lot. I say, I'm marooned, I'm from London, the airports are closed and the world has gone mad. So he offers $7.50.
No, I was going to a lot of nights that had an open mic section, and I just wanted to create something that didn't have that, and instead acted as a platform for some of the UK's best poetry and music, and when people pay a bit more. People pay a premium price to come and experience.
She was brilliant, excellent, an achievement of epic proportions, that she could walk around and be unseen, hardly see herself, hardly see anything, which in a strange, ironic twist was what she had always wanted. Investing all her money and time into products to make her more visible, she had really been trying to disappear. Become transparently spotlighted. Seen but unknown, because to be known was something she had never known, and so to be seen seemed to be the only way to prove that existence existed, and we all need some confirmation of that. So,
yeah, you better get off, immigrant. Go play them bloody drums in Africa.
We stay silent. There's not even a tut before a black guy opposite me mutters, he's obviously a good friend of John Terry. And after stifled giggles, I rejoined her. There's drums in Europe too, apparently. And like that final scene in Spartacus, when all those fellow men stand up to shout that it is their name too, other commuters state other places where they play the drums. Like Scotland, South Korea, and Croatia. And after each location named, there comes a louder round of chuckles till the man that made the racist comment sits and squirms, and after drum location number 10, he sullenly whispers, "Oh, calm down now."
We started in 2012 in March at Proud, Camden, and we did about 2-3 months. So it started off as a bi-monthly night, but it became popular quite quickly. People saying to me, can it be monthly? So we started to run it monthly, and then we had some issues with the management at Proud. So we moved to the basement, a place called the Star of Kings in King's Cross. And we ran it there for about a year and a bit, but we outgrew it. I mean, we were getting 130, 140 people coming down, but there was nowhere to put them, and it was causing a big problem. So we were approached by the Forge in Camden, and they asked us if we wanted to put the night on there. And that was in March 2014, so we did. I think it's a great venue, it's an award-winning venue, it's one of the best in London, so I think that in itself adds to the experience that people kind of witness when they come there, I guess. So it just adds a whole different dynamic to what you're watching and how it's felt and how it resonates. You know, when everyone's comfortable, they're seated down in a really beautiful building, then it definitely gives weight and depth to what it is that they're experiencing. And so we have Ruby Kid, who was with me from the beginning. He hosts, and we have Karim Kamar, who's a classical composer, he starts off the night with a short 5-minute piece that he creates, and then we have Sam Bromfield, who's the newest member, who usually DJs and helps with like all the behind the scenes stuff, set up and booking acts, programming, all that kind of stuff. The poetry serves to do what it does, but I've always been a big lover of music, and I think there's so many parallels between performance poetry and live music. It would be a shame not to have them complementing each other.
I'm headed southbound, clear the cold. Oh, this journey, it had begun around the crowd.
The idea is obviously to break it up and give audiences like literally an experience as opposed to a show. The night, so the acts that follow each other, there is some kind of mirroring, you know, like the experience will then work its way in different forms, and that's what the intention was behind it the whole time. So yeah, the music plays a big part in just adding to that weight.
Way out, way out, whoa, way out, way out, way out, whoa, way
I'm going to lose my voice to you, in a crushing heartbeat on a stale hospital bed, with plastic veins trembling inside those parts of me that you would want to sink into to try and find an unresolved part of yourself. In a flurry of pale words, I might sound like a prayer being led to the end of the world's last Bible, only to find that those final few pages were missing, and that God was just a quiet bit of white space, sitting with everything that's ever been said, and everything that's ever been lost.
So this goes out to all my friends. Because honestly, it's next year or it's never. Or it's the next year. Or the next year. Or the next year. Or it's never. Living hand to mouth by choice because the medicine was better. Whether the profit motive or the whether we needed something keeping us together. When it was no more time for heroes. R.I.P. Camden, slow at the junction. Born 100 years too late.
Well, it's been growing really successfully over the last year, and it's continuing to grow. You know, we had a show on in May that was absolutely phenomenal, probably our best one yet. And the feedback that we get from the audience afterwards, you know, it kind of gives you the confidence to keep going and knowing that you're doing something right. It's a format that works, and it's a team that works as well, which is the most important thing for me, is having a group of people who are all share the same vision and intention and giving equal energy to putting something great on each month. So hopefully it will just keep growing. I'm happy to stay at the Forge. I really love the venue, I love the people there, and I think the audience really appreciate it too.